Good morning again. My name is Adrian, and here we go. Now I liquid. And I'm really glad to be here today. So what you see here are brands, brands which you are very familiar with, and you and I use, or you and I even have on ourselves today. And brands mean different things to different people. For some of you, brands may be a recognizable logo. For others, a slogan perhaps. And for some others as well, it could be an advertisement that sticks in your mind. And I was just looking at the brands down here, and I got curious about what people think about Coca-Cola. So I Googled 3 words to describe Coca-Cola. And I got various responses. For example, I got cool, refreshing, delicious. Another response, American, sugar, obesity. Another 3 words, Pepsi tastes better. So that got me thinking, so what was my opinion of Coca-Cola? Bacardi, lime, happy. So what is it? What is Coca-Cola now to every one of us? I think ultimately, if you look at what Coca-Cola sells a day, 1.8 billion bottles a day, something is right with that brand. So above all, a brand is a promise. A brand is a reputation. So my question to all of you here today is, do you know your brand? What is your brand? Thank you. So what is your brand? Let me expand a little bit about myself. I've been with my current company now for 25 plus years. So I've received a few awards along the way, and I'm sure I'm due for some psychiatric evaluation very soon, staying in the company for more than 25 years. But my current role is the head of a employee engagement program in Asia Pacific. And tomorrow I fly to Singapore to deliver a leadership program for senior board members as well as senior members of staff from the regional office. And part of the program in this 3 days involve a survey that the delegates themselves have to do, and they invite people to write words, descriptive words about themselves, their behaviors in respect to 2 guiding principles of respect and results. And when they do that, they write their own 6 words, and their colleagues, up to 20 of them, will write another 6 words. And the website or the tool actually accumulates all this feedback and then presents the findings to the delegates, and we give them this report during the training itself. So when I went through my program, this program itself, some words that came up were supportive, helpful, energetic, passionate, in the right way. And that, in short, is you could label as my brand, because this is what I perceive of myself and what others perceive of me. So for the young crowd out here, or anyone for that matter, I offer you this little activity you can do. Let's say take a group of 5, 10, 15 minutes, with a piece of paper and pen, write down 6 words that describe yourself. And then invite the 4 other friends of you to do exactly the same thing. 6 words to describe me. And you are going to do the exact same thing with your friends as well. Now, out of the 6 words, 4 of these words, choose words that you feel that this is really me, this is something I want to keep, this is something I want to make sure I work on. And another 2, these are areas I want to really develop. And then, once you're done, do the analysis, summarize it yourself, and then look at what you have. that would give you a very good indication of where you stand today. What you perceive yourself to be and what others perceive yourself to be. So let's park that aside now. And I would like to continue this journey, if you like, on some milestones in your life, on how your brand was perceived. So for example, if you take when you were 5-year-olds, okay, there's some of you who were 5 not long ago, some of you were 5 a very long time ago. So the scenario is like this: you are in preschool, right? Doing the standard preschool stuff, studying algebra, calculus, and 6 different languages. No, I was doing different things when I was in preschool, but anyway, you are 5, you're 3 weeks into this new place, and the principal comes to your teacher and speaks to the teacher. Now, tell me about this student. How is he or how is she? What do you think that the teacher would have told that principal at that point of time? Wow, this is an angel. This is the best thing since sliced bread. This is a holy terror. Oh my God, cannot keep the mouth shut. This person is so energetic, very involved. This person is totally docile, quiet, totally disengaged. Or this person's a bully. So at that time already, you can see that at 5, even at 5, you have established a brand for yourself, whether you like it or not. Now, let's fast forward 10 years. Scenario 2, you're 15. School sports day, we've all been through that school sports day. So are you that team captain? Are you that person out there, you know, that carries the flag and walks proudly and everybody knows superstar? You know, or are you that person that is struggling to make the first team, you know? I'm doing the 100 meters in about 20 seconds. Not very fast. But never mind. Or are you that main cheerleader out there? Definitely in the limelight. Or are you happy to just be in the crowd, clapping your hands and supporting your team nonetheless? Or are you that person who just can't be bothered and says school sports day is a pure waste of my time? So, what are you? Again, you have branded yourself, whether you like it or not, by your behaviors, by your actions. Join me on this journey now to go when you are 25. Scenario 3. You've come out from university, you've graduated, you've got a nice degree, you've had your first job. I don't like that job. I need to switch now. So you're in job number 2 at 25. And now you've worked for 3 months. And standard rule, your hiring manager will now need to say, what do I do with this probationary person? Do I confirm this person? Do I confirm and do I say fast track this person for better things to come? Or do I say extend the probation? So how you interact in that 3 months when you are in that job, now especially as a student who's been used to mainly interacting with people within your generation, you're now interacting with 4 different generations. Or as I was having a conversation earlier on with the other speakers, there are 5 different generations. You know, you've got the baby boomers, we've got the Generation X, and I shall not disclose which category I belong to. And then we have the Gen Ys or the Millennials, and then the I generation, or as I was told, Generation Like. So now you are, let's say if you're Generation Like, you are with different peers who are in different age categories. So how do you interact with them? What is again your brand? Final journey. Final journey. You're 35 now. You're settled down. You've got kids. Just got married. Nice family. And you think it's time for an upgrade. And you want to now go further. You have a dream house. And you say, oh, this is something I really want. Now you're sitting in front of the bank manager who's got piles of paper on you and more information than you would like. And he's reviewing your credit worthiness. He's assessing if you are a risk. This chap, changed 5 jobs since he was 25. Not sure whether he's going to be has stable salary to pay the housing loan. What if he defaults? So this manager will now make judgments on you based on information he has in front of him. All and well if he says, fine, this is your, you're really good, I'll approve the loan. Great, dream achieved, box check. What if he says, I'm sorry, I cannot approve this loan? Dreams shattered, not just your dreams, the dreams that you have built up for your own family may be shattered as well. And then you move on. So we'll stop this journey at 35 because let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, especially for the younger crowd. Don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom. It's good. It's good. I made it. And now we want to look at just other than just your brand, we need to look at skills. So the topic for TEDx today is the future, and the next slide I want to show you is about what the World Economic Forum listed down as the top skills that are required for 2020. So that could be very, very relevant for some of you here. So now I call this the 3 C's. The top 3 skills as listed by the Future Jobs Report is number 1, complex problem solving. And the second C is critical thinking. And the third C is creativity. So let me speak a little bit about the first of the three C's. As you can see here, you are going to be the fixer. If you watch the Scandal, the series, you know what that means. And a complex problem basically can be addressed tackled in three ways. Firstly, you need to fully understand the problem. Do you really know the problem? The second one, you need to find out the root cause. And when you have the root cause, you need to put together a sustainable solution. So skill set number 1 talks about complex problem solving. So now, from my company's point of view, problem solving is a 5-day masterclass. So in 7 minutes, 11 seconds, we're not going to cover it. But essentially, there are many tools out there that you can use to help you in analyzing root cause and to go and tackle complex problems. So this is going to be really critical. And for a solution, all I'll say is that a solution needs to be what we call a SMART solution. So if you like acronyms, it essentially stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-driven. So a solution that follows these elements is a solution that is there for the long term. So the next important C is critical thinking. As you can see, a lot goes on in your brain. So what is critical thinking? Critical thinking is the thinking you do when you want to judge ideas. Judge. So what do you mean by judge? How do you judge ideas? The first thing you do is you ask questions. You pose questions. And to pose questions, you need to listen well. So this is an important skill. And I mean, God granted us 2 ears and 1 mouth. That is a good ratio to follow. Other than that, critical thinking talks about exploring alternatives, looking at pros and cons. So for students out here, when you make that next decision, what do I want to study when I leave Upland? So when I leave whatever I'm doing today and I move on to the next stage, pros and cons, left and right. Write it down. Where do I want to study? Pros and cons. Write it down. But you do all this to allow you to make that decision. So that is critical thinking. So that's the second C. So when I move on to the third C now, this is creative thinking. Creativity is very vital. It doesn't mean I'm just sitting down there and I'm dreaming the whole day about what to do next. Creative thinking is the thinking we do when we want to generate new ideas. This is about brainstorming, thinking out of the box. Critical thinking and creative thinking must work together. It cannot just work in isolation. And in big companies like mine, we recognize diversity. If you have a team of people and all of them are creative thinkers, the manager is going to have a little bit of a problem. Whereas if all his whole team are full of critical thinkers, he will also have a bit of a problem to integrate. So a good mixture in diversity is very important. So those are the 3 C's, and as you can see from this next slide, the future jobs from the World Economic Forum, they listed 10 skills. So I'm just focused on these 3. So now, to conclude, I would like to just tell you a little story on how the 3 C's came together, and I'm sure the organizing committee for this event will tell you that yes, we know what the 3 C's are, because we had to go exactly through the same thing as well. So the story goes like this. There was this very wise German shepherd, which in his retirement years lived with its master in the edge of the forest. Its hobby is to chase rabbits every day. Now, some people enjoy doing it. So this German shepherd really enjoyed chasing rabbits. And one day on its normal rabbit chasing day, he realizes that I think I'm lost, and starts to worry because he didn't have his Waze or his GPS, wasn't sure how to get back home. But what he could see in that corner of his eye was something that wasn't very encouraging for him. He spotted a cougar. And that cougar had a look on his eyes that said lunch. You know, so now that German shepherd said, I'm not going to outrun this young cougar. You know, I can chase some rabbits, but I'm not going to outrun that cat. So he needed to say, okay, complex problem, correct? So now, critical thinking and creativity, what do I do? So he starts to see the cougar bounding towards him. He then realizes, oh, I see some bones here. He sets himself back to the cougar and starts to chew the bones. And as he hears the steps come closer and closer to him, he then says in the loudest voice he has, "This is the best cougar I've had in days." Now the young cougar just went, oh no, what did the dog just say? So the cougar said, maybe not my cup of tea, I'll go and pick another battle. Slinks away in defeat. And a squirrel was looking at all this happen. And the squirrel was saying, this is my opportunity to win some favors with the cougar and remove myself from his menu. So he whispers to the cougar from the top of the tree, the safety of his tree, and told him exactly what happened, and the cougar was a little bit upset. And he said, you know what, I'm going to fix that dog now. So hop on my back and let's go teach that dog a lesson. And the cougar goes after the German shepherd, and the German shepherd sees the cougar and the squirrel coming now towards him, and the German shepherd figures, my cover's been blown. Now I'm in trouble. He said, never mind, I'll stick to my sustainable solution. He sits down, he chews the bones. And as the cougar with the squirrel comes close enough, he says in his loudest, commanding voice, where is that damn squirrel? I sent him an hour ago to get me another cougar. So whether we have German shepherds, cougars, or squirrels, the message I'll leave you with today is that number one, refine your skills. Refine your skills and work on your character and work on your brand, because ultimately that brand is your promise, and that promise will attract the opportunities you need to be successful in life. Thank you.